Circular economy firm bets on domestic metals processing. Closed Loop Partners, the New York based circular economy investment firm, acquired a majority stake in Sutter Metals this week, marking the private equity group's first direct investment in metals and minerals processing. Sutter Metals is a Seattle Tacoma based operator that collects, sorts, and processes high value scrap metals, including aluminum, brass, copper, and stainless steel, primarily sourced from aerospace, automotive, and electronics industries in the Pacific Northwest. The deal is a buy and build play. Closed Loop plans to expand Sutter Metals' processing capacity and geographic reach across the U.S. through an active acquisition pipeline, with the founder, Chad Sutter, maintaining significant equity ownership and staying on as CEO. The strategic rationale is straightforward. Despite scrap metal being a high-value, recoverable resource, 29% of non-ferrous metals and 54% of ferrous metals still end up in landfills in the United States. That represents both an environmental gap and, increasingly, a supply chain problem. Industries with growing demand for these specific materials, including data centers, aerospace manufacturing, and niche industrial applications, are looking harder at domestic sources as global supply chains remain unpredictable, and tariff exposure continues to reshape sourcing decisions. Sutter Metals' location is relevant beyond geography. The Pacific Northwest has one of the densest concentrations of aerospace manufacturing in the country. The region generates substantial volumes of high-grade scrap from aluminum-intensive production, exactly the kind of feedstock that processors like Sutter convert into clean material for mills and foundries. Building domestic processing capacity close to industrial generators shortens the supply chain and reduces the risk of material leaking out of the system into landfills or offshore processors. For Closed Loop Partners, this investment extends a portfolio that is focused primarily on plastics, packaging, food and agriculture, and the built environment. Metals and minerals circularity represents a new category for the firm, and one where the investment thesis is getting sharper. The IEA has projected that global demand for critical minerals needed for clean energy technologies could quadruple by 2040. Scrap recovery is increasingly recognized as a practical near-term response to that pressure, particularly for materials where mining new supply is slow, expensive, or geopolitically complicated. J.P. Morgan Securities served as exclusive financial advisor to Closed Loop Partners on the transaction. Terms were not disclosed. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.